Tonight's episode of Strange Lives comes from Yorkshire, home of the Yorkshire pudding, white roses, and Gary Needham. You may not know Gary's name, but you'll no doubt be familiar with the Hollywood film that was inspired by his story, Edward Scissorhands.
I didn't actually get into the premiere, which was a bit gutting. Got turned away by the bouncers. They thought I was a nutter in fancy dress out to slash up Johnny Depp or something. But Tim Burton invited me to a private screening at his flat, though, which was nice. In fact, he's visited us here quite a few times over the years. Anyway, I was still a bit annoyed that they hadn't called it Gary Scissorhands, but Tim told me the producer didn't think it sounded right.
Did you not fancy role in the film?
Well, actually, at the start, I was supposed to play the role myself, even though I didn't have any acting experience. I learned my lines well enough. One thing was that I'm crap at accents, and I couldn't drop the one you're hearing now, which didn't really fit in with the all-American suburban town, you know. Anyway, once Johnny came in, he blew it out of the water, to be honest. I was quite happy just to be on a Hollywood film set. It was a bit different from Walkley, I can tell you that.
Gary suffers from varus digitorum, a condition he's had all his life. He's the only person ever recorded with the condition, in which the body deposits iron from the blood into the fingers, resulting in long blade-like digits.
My mum went for a scan when she was pregnant with me and said, "Well, Doc, is it a boy or a girl?" And the doctor said, "Looks like a set of steak knives."
I can imagine it must have been a difficult birth.
Caesarean section, although practically cut my own way out.
Although initially there was much interest in Gary's condition, scientists have long since given up on finding a cure.
Well, yeah, it used to get me down, but in a weird way, once I knew there was no cure, it allowed me to stop clutching onto hope and get on with my life, you know?
Did you not feel abandoned?
No, not at all. I had a good set of friends around me. People used to say hello to me in the street, and I was at that point pretty busy with my 2 jobs.
That point?
Well, after I realised I never cut it in Hollywood, excuse the pun, I found an apprenticeship in a butcher's, slicing fine meats and that. And on the weekend I earned a bit of extra cash doing the kids' parties, as like an entertainer, you know, just like showing them hands and that. I had a good little sideline with the parties. I was very popular. But one time, these kids were wild, running round the room, tugging on my trousers and clambering all over my feet. And I slipped on a bloody toy car and I slashed some kid's face as I fell. Took his eye out. That were a low point. I had to stop doing the parties then. But then when I went back to the butcher's, they said I was bad publicity for him. So they let me go and all. The local paper were pretty insensitive. I'll never forget the headline, "Butcher Boy, Butcher's Boy." That were a lot worse than when I was told there were no cure. But luckily it was when I met Linda. If it hadn't been for her, I don't know what I'd have done.
Linda is Gary's wife and full-time carer. What's it like being Gary's carer?
It's by and large pretty easy, although his condition means that he can't do a lot of things that we take for granted, like making a cup of tea.
It's not that I don't know how, but I just can't hold the kettle properly. Just burn my feet.
What else can't he do?
Oh, loads of things. Let's see, he can't dress himself, use phones, hold the baby, juggle.
Most people can't juggle, to be fair, Linda.
He can't wash himself properly, hold a quill, wash the pots, use the hob, toss a coin, read books, use a computer or a typewriter.
All right, Linda, I think it's
play the piano.
Later on in the programme, Gary tells me what he thinks it is to be disabled in modern Britain.
I don't think of myself as disabled, but misabled, know what I mean?
And he receives some heartbreaking news.
Linda's been having an affair with Tim Burton.